I'm George Guastello, President and CEO of Union Station, and welcome back to Kansas City's visual voice under our historic clock, where we've witnessed many important moments in Kansas City's history and community, and today is no exception. 1 year ago, the first case of COVID was being reported in our community and our nation. And 1 year ago, in this very spot, the 4 core jurisdictions that came together in this historic collaboration announced a community guidelines meant to slow the spread and manage through what has become one of the most damaging and tragic non-wartime events in our lifetime. Union Station was here for the first pandemic, and we're here again today under this historic clock. And 1 year ago, we all took note, took action, and saved countless lives, thanks to the individuals behind me and the leaders in our community.
Many tough decisions have been made over the past year. I commend you for standing up and doing what was right for our community, even though it was unpopular, and those decisions never are popular, but they were decisions that had to be made, and everyone here stood up and made those decisions. Over a year ago, an unfamiliar virus showed up in our community and changed our lives forever. We had to stay home, we had to social distance, and we had to wear masks. Many of us got sick with COVID and survived. Unfortunately, many more did not. We have lost hundreds of lives far too soon in Jackson County. We can choose to build back a better, a stronger, and more equitable community. We can do so to honor those we have lost and the generations to come. But if we are to be successful, we must do so together.
Early in this crisis, we heard a lot of things. All types of information, all types of scientific information, political opinions, everything under the sun. But what we weren't hearing was clarity. What we weren't hearing, as Mayor Alvey notes, is the science. What we weren't hearing is that which needs to be done. But this group was clear in saying that this is important, that we have to work together, and that even if a rule may change or be different, we're going to take COVID-19 seriously. We made sure that we amplified that message, not just in Jackson County or in Wyandotte County or in Johnson County. We amplified that message throughout a region. We wanted to make sure that if there was somebody that was out at the Legends, if there was somebody who was out in Lee Summit, somebody right here in Union Station, that we were doing all we could to make sure that they were safe and that their families were safe. We continue to amplify that message today as we talk about vaccines, working together once again to talk about vaccine rollouts and processes and to get ideas, to make sure that there's no pride in ownership. Instead, there's a pride in saving lives as we work together in this next phase of the pandemic. So although we recognize 1 year, we also recognize today that we have more work to do over the year ahead. How we responsibly reopen, how we recover, how we continue to share important scientific and medical advice. And I know a partner that I've had in connection with this was somebody that I knew as a councilman and someone that we've all known as health director for probably about 21 years. And that's Rex Archer. And when I first got elected to City Council in 2015, Dr. Archer talked to me about pandemics and our need to be better prepared and investment in public health. Not enough people listened to him. Not then, not in this pandemic. And I hope with this moment, we do listen to Dr. Archer. We do listen to all of our health directors and see how we can be better prepared either for the next pandemic or for the daily crisis that we face in our communities. I want to make sure I say a special thank you to Dr. Rex Archer, and let's give him a round of applause for his work. In Kansas City, Missouri, we also had, it was interesting. I was elected mayor in August 2019. We got an acting city manager in about November of 2019, and then we ran into a pandemic. Ernest Rouse is not here today, but he was someone who listened, who worked with us, who made sure that we were addressing every need, every change we had to make at City Hall. We thank him so much for it. And throughout that process, we also hired a new city manager who came from New Jersey and who has brought us a number of different ways that we could address this crisis, new ideas, fresh ideas, but more than anything, a concern for the safety and the health of our community, and that's our city manager, Brian Platt. But the other thing that has been interesting about this crisis is how many people stepped up. The interpreter next to me, those of you in the media, everyone in our communications departments at our cities and counties and health departments, all of us cared about making sure that others could stay safe. Don't forget that generosity that we had. Don't forget about that concern that we had. Things may get back to some semblance of normal. Some folks want it to come even faster than perhaps they should. But we also remember that we care about others. We take these steps because we're worried about our friends, our families, and folks we've never met. So remember that as we go forward. There are many who lost their lives to this virus. Many families were touched. There are many others who suffer today. We will not forget you. We will not forget your pain. And we will work our hardest for as long as necessary to make sure that other families, other friends, don't have to suffer that very same pain. Thank you all very much.
Chairman Eiler.